Give me a sec. Okay. Sorry. The game's sound seems to reset every time I restart the game, so I have to reset it manually. Now this is Professional Fishing 2. Now, why am I playing Professional Fishing 2? Well, there's two reasons. Last week, Playway sent me a game called Sunken Engine, which I streamed, and I loved the fishing mechanics in it. I loved the game overall, but I had so much fun playing the fishing, and I started looking and thinking, I wonder if Playway have done any fishing games. And then I remembered I played a demo for this game, Professional Fishing, and I had a look, and there was an actual message they sent me ages ago, which, to my shame, my apologies, Playway, I missed. And it was during a period of the year I just was getting flooded with all different offers to play games, and I missed out on this one. I did play the demo, and they offered me the full version of the game, and thankfully the offer, the form was still available, so I could still claim it, which is great. And I thought, what a great way to dovetail their first game to show a fishing game after we played a farming game. Now, this game isn't as polished as Ancient Farm, but it is a couple of years older, and while it is a bit rough around the edges, it is still one of the best fishing games I've played. The only game I would say that is better than this is North Atlantic Fishing, but this is a very, very good game in its own right, and I've had so much fun playing this. The only reason I have not played it more is because I've been so busy playing Ancient Farm. So, there's only so many hours in the day, so I am playing this as well. I've been playing it for the last few days, and it's got a very slow progression system, but the fishing system in this game is one of the most challenging ones that I've ever seen. There's a lot to be learnt from this, but what we're going to do, we're going to start off. I hope you like my character. I've gone for like a military survival hunting vibe. There's a whole customization system around your character. You get different backpacks, different clothes. So I've gone for the special forces kind of vibe. We're going to start off by going to the bait shop. I'm going to get some bait.
Welcome, angler. What do you...
Now, the only thing I have to say is I'm not a fan of the AI voices for the NPCs. I was hoping that that they, even if they just had text, maybe it's just me. Probably. Ooh, I mean, there's so many. We'll come back to that. I'm getting distracted. We just need some bait. So, unfortunately, I am broke at the moment. I got 600 beans, so we're just going to buy some. I'm getting some free baits. I've been playing this game for several hours, and it's taken me that long just to figure out how to fish well enough to make some money. And unfortunately, I do now need to...
I'll commission catching fish. I'll pay well.
Okay. What would you like? 20 kilos. I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to get 20 kilos. That's crazy. Phew. Okay, well, it's a random task, so All of the tasks I've been getting up to now are just catch 1 kilo, 2 kilos, 3 kilos. The last one I did was, I think, 5 kilos, and that took me ages. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that in, and we're not going to be able to stream for 3 hours tonight, but I think instead of doing that, we're just going to try and concentrate on catching some fish, full stop. I'm not going to worry too much about getting 20 kilos of fish. That's probably not going to happen, but we start off by dropping our fishing net. There we go. And we get our rod out. Now, this game, I know a lot of people, including me, you may find yourself a little bit intimidated by the controls. There is a great YouTuber that's he's obsessed with fishing. I've been watching his videos. I'll have to shout him out. He's a British guy, and I was really struggling on playing this game, and then he actually did like a beginner's guide to this, and I watched his video, and he just summarized how to use the controls. And it was kind of done from the... I don't usually watch a lot of how-to guides. I like to figure it out myself. But I like fishing games and me, I don't play a lot of them. So I was completely lost. So I was like, all right, I need a little bit of help. So I watched just one episode of his show and I was like, okay, cool. They got me the basic controls. It kind of gave me a couple of tips on how to catch the early fish. And I thought from here, I will go on my own. I may have to go back and have a look at his other videos. But it was really well done. I'll have to find him. You know what? While we're waiting, I will. Because I like to give people proper credit. Give me a sec. His name is KP Shinamo. Or Shimino. So, yeah, he's, I'll have to drop it in the, yeah, KP Shimino. So he had a really good video on beginner's guide to this game, and I didn't watch all of it. I watched enough just to get myself around the basic controls, and I thought I'll go back. I wanted to check it out myself, so I might, after I've played a bit of this, go back and see what other tips he's got. But yeah, KP Shimino, thank you, sir. You are an officer and a gentleman. I'm not very good at fishing games. And there is an art to playing this game. And I'm still learning it. But I'm going to give you a couple of tips if you're going to play this game. First of all, stay around the starting area. The early ponds, like this pond here, has the highest probability of catching fish with your basic setup. So what we've got is this is a starter rod. It's all base gear, because even the most basic gear in the game is going to cost you $400 or $500, which is going to be, a couple of dozen fish at least, or more. Because I've got about $600, and I got that just from catching basic fish. You also have to worry about wear, so you can see that at the top we've got my rod, which is just basically, it's a bamboo rod. It's like a homemade rod. You've got your fishing line, your float, your hook, and your bait. Now, bait, I'm just using bread, so it's free. But as I keep fishing, you're going to need to replace some of your materials. So what I'm going to do here is maybe we'll just do a bit of a wind in. I found using the right technique at the right time really helps. Sometimes if the fish are biting, you can just kind of leave your lure. If they're kind of not really playing, then you can chuck your line out and slowly wind it in. Let's go out there. Now, another piece of advice, and I know it sounds really dumb, but if you watch the surface of the water, you'll see that there are sections of the water where you'll see, sometimes you'll see fish. You can kind of see fish in the area roughly where I've cast my line. And if you're not really getting any play after about roughly 2 or 3 minutes of casting, then wind your line in, or if you see ripples in the water, wind your line in and try and cast towards the ripples. So at the moment, there's nothing really. This is a pretty placid little lake. I'm not really catching too much. It's a very slow-paced game. Like, you're not going to be... a lot of the games I play are commercial fishing. So, like, you're fishing with trawlers. I'm not fishing as me. I've got, like, a big trawler. I'm catching thousands of fish. This is in that sort of game. You're going to be sitting there waiting for hours. Well, not hours, but in-game hours. For a fish. And patience is key. There's so many times I've wound my line in and then 5 seconds after the fish turns up. And the other thing too is... Oh, hello. I wasn't paying attention. There's your other tip. Pay attention what's going on. Let's get our first fish, son. Yeah! Okay. Hell yeah, I'll take that. Level up, baby. Let's chuck him in the net. Now you can see this, they want 20 kilos. Good luck. Good luck, 20 kilos. Let's cast this way again, shall we? Now, all the best players in this game are Chinese. This game is a huge Chinese player base. Like, I don't know what it is about people in China that love fishing, but like all the leaderboards are all Chinese. This is a very, very popular game in China. And the game had mixed reviews. Like, I had a look, and if it wasn't Playway, I probably would have written it off. But I had so much fun playing their other fishing game, and I was like, well, I'd be stupid not to give this a try, since they sent it to me, and I liked the demo. The game has charm. It's rough around the edges, but it's got a lot of charm to it. And I guess it probably helps I'm not a hardcore, like, I think a lot of the people that may have been a bit critical of this game are like hardcore fishing, like they play all the fishing simulators. It'd be like me playing a Souls-like and being critical because I play so many of them. I think it's mainly because I don't play a whole lot of these games, so I'm kind of a bit more chill about it. I like this game. I do, honestly, I really do. I mean, I'm used to playing commercial fishing. I love one of my favorite fishing games is a game called Deadliest Catch. It's based on the TV show, obviously. But you're driving around this crab trawler, and you're just trying to catch as much fish as you can. It's not like as personal as this game. You know, go to a fish area and you're like, I need to get 100 kilos of fish. Or, you know, I had to catch, 500 or 600 fish at a time. It doesn't have the same feel as, like, going out on a fishing trip. So this game has that sort of vibe, which I like. It's a very slow game. So, if you think you're going to get the top range gear in, like, 1 or 2 hours, you're going to be playing this game 20 or 30 hours before you get some of the good gear. And also, there's a bit of patience and technique in this game too. I found that you kind of have to learn a few different techniques. So I'm just going to try and... I can see there's some fish a bit closer, so I'm going to wind this in a little bit and hopefully one of them... Oh, there we go. Hello? You going to take the bait? Come on. Mr. Fishy, come out to play. He's right behind it. No. Okay, let's wind it in. I know there's fish out in that area, so I'm going to cast a bit. I'm going to use a small cast, and we'll chuck it about there. You really have to watch the water very closely. I know there's fish there. I've seen 2 of them, so hopefully we'll just get lucky. Well, it's low in the water. They're nudging it. Come on, fishy. Daddy needs 20 kilos. 20 kilos ain't happening. It ain't happening, son. We're just chilling, waiting for the fish. It is a very slow game. Now, one thing this game works really well for, like I was working on some artwork earlier, and this is a really good game to play in the background. So obviously I've got 2 monitors, but it's ideal if you got 3. I'm gonna have to set up my other monitor, but if you're working on something, this is a really good game where you can kind of just have it going in the background while you're doing something else. You know, I was working on something and I had this going in the background, and I would just, I'd cast, I'd wait a few minutes, I'd be doing something else. This is a good game to play if you want like a game where you don't have to, it's not as involved. That being said, it's involved as you want it to be. But early on in the game, like, at this point in the game, I don't have all the best gear. It takes the average time it takes for me to catch a fish is quite long. And obviously, if I had better bait and better equipment, that would make things easier. But I mean, I think that's the fun part of the game. It's about earning that equipment. So, putting in the hours, getting the fish, getting the money, putting it together, doing the quests. I don't know how in any way at all I'm going to be able to get 20 fish in 4 hours. 20 kilos. A single fish isn't even worth a quarter of, like, a big fish is that I'm catching is probably a quarter of a kilo. So you do the math, how many fish I'm going to have to get in 4 hours. That's crazy. It's not going to happen. Thankfully, that's not 4 real-time hours, so I can actually exit the game, come back, and have another crack at it, but still, that's a lot of fish. Oh, hello. Come to Papa. Oh, he's a big one. Hey, not too bad. That's a new record. I'll take that. That's half a kilo. Hell yeah. Oh, I see you. I see you, my friend. Here I come. Right on the money. Things might be looking Millhouse. I mean, let's see if we can... We're catching half a kilo fish. Now, the only thing is, this game is probably, I love this game, but I like for streaming, I think it would be better like late game where I can get a ton of fish in a shorter time. I don't like it. I know it's not the most incredibly engaging game for a stream, and I wouldn't expect it. Like, it's a fishing game. I wouldn't, if I was throwing the line in and catching 100 fish one after another, I mean, where's the challenge of the game? But I mean, that's the thing about Playway. They're very good at simulation games, and some of the games may not hit. Like, I know that some of their sim games people didn't like. But honestly, some of the ones that are mixed or even negative are ones I actually enjoy. And I'll sit there and I'll say that I like them, and then in the comments, people, are you dented? This game's terrible, but I like them. And conversely, some of the games that are that other people like, I don't. I think that's just kind of it's the sim. It's all about simulation genre. I find that it's the games that I don't know a lot about, the ones I enjoy. Like, I know absolutely jack all about fishing. Seriously, I know nothing about fishing. My dad's, like, really into fishing. I've done spear fishing. I'm good at spear fishing. But actual, like, rod and reel fishing? That being said, though, that's the third fish. Let's have a quick look. Any ripples? Let's give this a go over here. We're doing well. We're doing well. But yeah, I understand this isn't going to be for everybody. I get it. But it's for me. I like it. What can I say? Oh, look at this. Hell yeah. There's just one after another. I'm wrecking it today. Hell yeah. This guy's just jumping in. They're just jumping. Let's go. We're already at 1.3 kilos. Keep this up, I might actually be able to pull it off. I don't know if people are going to be willing to sit there and watch me play this for 3 hours, though. This might be one that I'd play on my own time. There's games that I it's kind of the curse of streaming. There are certain games that I play that I love, but I knew that if I streamed them, they wouldn't be that popular. And a really good example of that is visual novels. It's a sad thing, because like I used to get a lot of offers for visual novels, and I would stream the visual novel, and people would just not be interested. And I liked it, like I got a bit of a taste for it, but now I don't get many offers for visual novels. I've got a couple, but they're coming. But I don't get that many offers. Whereas, survival game, like if I got a Project Zomboid-ish type of survival game, people will watch that for sure. But it's a bit of a trap too sometimes. The other thing is that sometimes I'll just be surprised. I'll have a game that I'm convinced that no one's going to want to watch. It was like that for Playway's games. They sent me, the first game they ever sent me was I think it was House Builder, when it first came out. And I had a look at it, and I'm like, no one's going to want to watch this. It's going to be boring. People aren't going to be interested. And it was one of the most popular streams I did. And ever since then, whenever I cover simulation games that involve building, construction, people love it. especially hunting games. Like, people love hunting games. If Playway made some hunting games, I'd be down to play those. Hell yeah, let's go. Keep going. Might just cast out a little shorter this time. I've never done this well. Oh, I'm killing it. We're at 1.4 kilos already. At this rate, I might actually hit 20Ks. So my goal is I want to buy some better gear, obviously. I'd like to start by buying a second rod, because most of these piers, if you have a look down, I can't really do it now because I've got the rod in my hands, but you're going to have to trust me. At my feet, there's a rod holder. So if you've got more than one rod, you can actually cast multiple rods and have them sitting there, and you can just go and pick up the line when the fish bite. But you need more than one rod, and the problem is that even the rod I've got now, the most basic rod in the game, that's $500. So I need to catch some major fish, because as you can see, equipment breaks down over time. So my rod's actually breaking down. So eventually I'm going to have to buy a replacement. I've got enough to buy another rod, but I'd rather make some smart choices on buying. I'd like to get a second rod, maybe get some decent bait, because I'm just using bread. That's the other thing too, like the better the bait you've got, not only does it increase your chances of catching a fish, it increases the size and the value of whatever fish you catch. So you need decent bait. I'm using all stock gear at the moment. I have got some chum and a few other things. I should probably use those. But the average cost of a fish is about $5, so that'll give you an idea of how long it takes to earn some money in this game. Now, I've seen some of the Chinese players that are playing this hardcore, and they've got bloody rods with telescopic sights and laser pointers, and probably got like a 30-round magazine in the bottom. I'm kidding, but they're like these space age sort of rods that use fiber optics, and I've just got a piece of bamboo and a bit of string, so very, very basic. This is the kind of rod you'd have in a survival game. I was thinking of my buddy. He loves survival games, but he's like, he'll only ever play survival games if they've got fishing in them. He's like and I said, why don't you just play a fishing game? He's like, no, I like survival games, but whenever he plays a survival game, all he does is fish. We play Project Zomboid, and I just want to fish. And I'm sitting there fighting zombies and exploring the city, and I'll come home, and he will have a pile of fish a mile high. And I'm like, mate, it's going to go off. We don't need any more fish. Oh, I just want to keep catching them. I'm like, you've got like 500 kilos of fish. What are we going to do with all this fish? So then I'm running around trying to find a freezer to fit 500 kilos of fish inside. And he just keep going. He'll just keep catching. It's not about the food. It's just, he just wants to catch fish. I suggested this game to him, and he's like, oh no, there's no survival elements to it. Like, you're just fishing. I'm like, bro, that's all you do when we play. You just fish. Like, just play a game about fishing. I mean, I love your company, but like, he's the sort of person that would be down to play this game, because he's hardcore into fishing. That's all he does. Oh, look, there's a fish over there. Let's get him. Wind in, go over there. Okay. Beautiful. That's right where I saw the fish. But you can see you got to be patient, and sometimes the rule of thumb I do is I don't reel a line in until at least 3 or 4 minutes has passed. You can see there's movement headed towards the lure, so I've got to be ready. We might have things kick off in a few seconds. Hopefully, I could use some more fish. I'm still at a sad 1.4 of 20 kilos. The reason why I'm sticking around this lake too, there is a big open map. So we're here. We're here. The further down we go, the bigger the fish. And you'd think, why aren't I going down here? Well, it also means that oh, where's where'd my line go? Did you drop? Bro, did you drop your fishing rod? Oh. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, there we go. Note to self, don't open map while I've got a line in the water. Yeah, I was watching this YouTuber play this game, and he's like driving around in a boat. He had like RV, and he's driving around in a boat, and he's like got like all these really cool lines, and I'm like, oh, this looks good. And I jumped into the game, and I'm like sitting here in the middle of this dirty old pond trying to catch these tiny little fish. And I was initially disappointed, but I thought if I started the game and I had the fancy RV and I'm driving around and I'm like, I'd probably get bored, you know, because I didn't earn it. You know what I mean? Even in the commercial fishing games, you start off in a piece of garbage. So you don't have a fancy vehicle. You start off an old, you know, Soviet era freighter that's basically held together by hopes and dreams, and you kind of build up your reputation and your vehicles over time. Oh, look, dead ahead. Gonna try and hit that. Let's go. It's a fell a bit short. The problem is too, this rod has a very small range, so I can't exactly cast out super far. Oh, that's about the limit of what I can cast. If I want a proper... Oh, hello! Let's go. Yeah, yeah boy. Yeah. Hit it. Oh, is that too soon? Come on, son. Let's go. Yes. Okay. Oh, it's tiny, but I mean, we're catching tons of fish. Problem is they're bloody tiny. We're in a good spot, but also we've got to worry about time. So when I say time, nighttime, your chance to catch a fish, at least with my setup, is very low. So you're going to need Pro Tools. Generally, at nighttime, I'll pack it in about 7 or 8 o'clock at night and sleep through, and then kind of 6 o'clock in the morning is when the best time to start fishing again is. We get a bit of time. I mean, I haven't even hit 10% of my quota yet, so... And we've already used 30 minutes of my my 4 hour limit, so it's not going to happen. There's no way I'm going to get 20 kilos. That's the problem, though. Some of the you get these random quests, and some of them are ridiculous, like unachievable. And all the ones that I've gotten that are kind of reasonable are 3 kilos, 5 kilos. I was kind of struggling, and there's no progression. Like, I think I have no problem with random quests, but there should be bands. So based on your experience level, your ranking, you shouldn't get a 20 kilo quest. That seems a bit excessive for a beginner fisherman, especially in this area of the game. Good luck catching 20 kilos of fish. I may have actually fished this area of the pond out. I'm still seeing movement, though. Oh, hello. Come to Papa. Oh, very nice. I'm getting a bit low on bait. I'll have to swap my bait out. What we might do is after I've done fishing, I'll go and buy some better bait, and we'll test out some worms or something with a bit more chance to catch fish. I mean, that being said, I think I've done remarkably well given the early stage in the game. Oh, I see a fish over there. Patience, my friend, patience. I want to cast over to the left, but I'm not going to. We'll wait. Yeah, I really like Ancient Farm as much as I like all the games from Playway, but there's just something about this game, maybe the relaxing vibe, or it's a really good game you can play while you're doing something else. And that's what I recommend you do. Like, this is a game where you cast your line, and you might be listening to a podcast or working on something else. Like, I think I was helping out Bobble with some of his schoolwork, and he came out and he needed help with I think he was doing some science stuff, and I was like, well, let me have a look. And he's like, oh, I don't want to disturb your game. I'm like, no, it's actually the perfect game. I can help you. And I'm like, let me read the book, and all you have to do is watch that floater, and just when it drops, tell me. And that's what I did. I was doing some other stuff, and he was he was doing his thing, and it's a really fun little game. I like to play it when I'm at the end of a work day. So I might be just wrapping up. I'll finish up all my work, and I'm like, I just need like half an hour to decompress before I go and do the family stuff. So I'm like, I'll just chuck this on in the background, and I'll listen to a podcast, or I'll check my social media. Sometimes I'll have my phone out, just be doing some other stuff while I'm waiting. It is a very slow-paced game, and I realise it's not for everybody, but yeah, I really like it. Okay, we're not really having a lot of luck there. We'll give it another minute or two, and then I'll bring it in, and we'll try another spot. We got a lot of fish here, so we may need to relocate. I'm thinking maybe over there. What I'll do, another really good trick, set your speed to low and just bring it in slow. And sometimes a fish will take the bait. I've had this happen too. Nope, nothing. Okay. All right. Let's cast over there, shall we? And then if I get nothing, we'll maybe move around the other side of the pond. It's kind of getting late into the day, so our chances of catching fish kind of your golden hour between 6 and 12. That's kind of the best time of the day to catch fish. Man, we just don't have any luck now. I may have exhausted all the fish in the air. I'm still seeing movement down there. Oh, look at that. There's a fish right over there. Let's hope he's headed my way. Come on. All right, it might be time to relocate. I'm thinking. Might be time to change out my bait too. Let's bring it in. I'll swap my bait out, and then we'll try again. And if we don't have any luck, I'll move to another spot. I'm reluctant to leave because this was such a good spot for me. No fishy? No. Okay. So let's change our. There we go. Let's give that a try. I'm thinking it's because of the hour. It's a bit late in the day. Fish do 9 to 5. They go home to their families. It's the end of the workday for them. I'm thinking we relocate. We'll see how we go. I'll give this a couple of minutes and then we'll relocate. And if we don't have any time after that, you do have a tent with you, so you can sleep wherever you want. I think, which is pretty cool. You just basically put your tent up and boom. And this guy's on a permanent camping trip. I don't mind camping, but I kind of enjoy my creature comforts. Maybe if I had a Steam Deck. That's on my wish list. Yeah, what we're hearing now is in real life it's rain, so it's a very welcome. I'm just getting messages on my phone now. We've got record fires here in my region. Most of Australia at the moment is burning, so a lot of people are very happy they're getting rain now. You know, this could potentially save quite a few people's houses. So bring on the rain, keep it coming. Oh, we have a thunderstorm. People been praying for rain. We're gonna fish on this. Oh, I'll be damned. Look at that. Let's grab it. Go for a bit of a walk. Whoop. Surely could run through that. Well, that's been a really good end to the night. With a rainstorm. I've got a lot of friends at the moment who are worried about their house. Some of my family are caught in the middle of the fires. Thankfully, they've evacuated and they're safe, but no one wants to lose their house. That's for sure. So I'm glad that everything worked out. Although I'd be certainly happy for the that rain to keep it coming. Okay, let's I saw some movement over there. Yeah, it's really brutal over here. They had records. I know my friends in the States, they go by Fahrenheit, but 46 degrees today, Celsius, record breaking heat. Thankfully, I was working from home, so not trying to go into the office. I was meant to go in today, but they cancelled it due to the weather, which I'm very happy about. I wouldn't want to go try and drive to the office in 46 degrees. But yeah, fires started all across Australia. There's heaps and heaps of this whole forest, a bunch of pine tree farms that got completely just engulfed, whole towns. Luckily, most of family on my wife's side they live near a river range, so it's like a large river. They're on the riverside, so the fire's on the opposite side, so it hit the river and then stopped. But if not for that, they would have lost their houses too. It's really nasty. I live along the coast, so that doesn't make me huge amounts safer by any means, but we're lucky that we're not in an area where the fires are. Thank God. Okay, let's bring this bad boy in. I mean, I've used a quarter of my time and I've only hit a 10% of my quota, so okay. Maybe over. Oh, I see movement over there. Let's go. Yeah, we're kind of hitting the end of the fishing day. We'll do a little bit more. Maybe I'll do the morning and then we'll move on to the last game. Because like I'd like to show you some of the late game content in this, but I would have to play this game for 30, 40, 50 hours to get to the point where we're driving around in boats and got state of the art fishing rods. And this is kind of the base content of the game. And I thought this is a good opportunity to show you if you're into fishing games. I actually like this. I think it's a lot of fun. It doesn't hold your hand. There's a bit of technique. You may not see it, but there is actually a bit of technique in the game. How you cast, where you cast, what you pay attention to. Even when you're bringing your line in, you could see I kind of adjust my speed. Also, how hard I'm pulling at the rod as well. And to catch fish with the most basic of equipment is very, very hard. And I feel like later in the game, once you get the really high end equipment, that's when things get a little bit easier. But I like the process of working my way up to that. There's fish over there. If it pops off over there again, I'll reel in. I mean, 2 kilos of fish in a day, yeah, it's not great. Not going to lie. That being said, though, it took me twice as long to get 2 or 3 kilos the first time I did this. So I think we are getting better at the game. I think a lot of it's going to come down to equipment now. So once I sell these fish and maybe make a couple of $100, unlikely, but we live in hope. I can buy some. I'd like to get a decent rod. Have this rod as a backup one, and then buy a decent one. But yeah, rods in the game, all the equipment's very expensive. So a brand new rod's going to run you $500 minimum, and that's just going to be another one like the one I've currently got. So having a second rod would be nice, but if I'm going to buy another one, I'll probably wait and buy a decent rod. Perhaps the next model up. Maybe some better bait might be the ticket. In fact, that might be a good idea. I'll go and hit the bait shop up. Come on, bro. I'll try and bring this in and hope for the best. Oh, I see fish over there. For shizzle. Dead ahead. We'll bring this in and I'll do one more cast and then we'll head to the bait shop and I'll buy some decent baits and then we'll give it a crack in the morning, and then we've got one more game I want to show you. But yeah, this game is very much a slow-paced game of patience. You're not going to be up catching hundreds of fish in a go. It takes time, it takes patience and effort. Let's try and see if we can do a dead straight cast. Oh, magic! If that doesn't catch a fish, then nothing will. Oh, look, there's a fish where I was before. You mongrel. So now all we're going to do is just chill and wait and hopefully we catch something, but that fish is out further than what I could have casted anyway. So the best fish are in the middle of the pond, but obviously because of my limitations on rods, I can't cast that far. Hello, hello, hello. Come here, my friend. Ooh, it could be a big one. Just putting up a fight. Nah. Ah, fish is a fish. Oh, it's a half kilo. I'll take it. Not too bad, not too bad. That's the thing. It's, it's a bit of waiting. And that catch was basically because I watched where the surface of the water. That's where you as much as I said you kind of can do something else while you're doing it, you kind of got to keep an eye on the corner of your eye, watch the game, watch the surface, keep an eye out for signs of fish. And if you can see where those fish are, and you can get good enough at casting where you can plop your hook right where the fish activity is, you're almost guaranteed to catch something. But like I said, I've been practicing at this game. I spent about probably 5 or 6 hours playing it, so which is not a whole lot of time. I spent more time playing Ancient Farm than I did with this, but I've played enough to get a bit of a handle on how the fishing mechanics work, and the more advanced equipment, all it does is basically allow you to catch fish a bit more reliably and also let you catch bigger and more lucrative and expensive fish. So if you can master the basics with the simple rod and the equipment you get at the start of the game, you're pretty much set. And I think a lot of the fun of the game is earning that better equipment so you can catch fish a little bit more quicker. Because as you can see, it's quite a weight to catch fish. Also, you can get stuff like chum, you can get spinners, lures, better baits, all that stuff. It all just increases your chance of catching fish. I don't have the money for that stuff yet. Where we're running with a... Oh, hello. Wait. Wait for it. Yep, let's go. Look at this, we're killing it. Come to Papa. Yes. Hell yeah, I'm not releasing that. It's going in the net, son. Here we go. I think I've gotten better at the process of reeling the fish in too, because my biggest problem wasn't catching the fish; it was that I wasn't reeling enough, and also I turned the speed up too high. Kind of 50% is kind of your magic number for mid-sized fish, but for something small, you want to try and start around 30%. It's hard to explain. There's no. It's a bit of a you just kind of have to learn by playing the game, figuring out like stuffing it up. I missed so many fish. That's why my equipment's not in great shape, because it's not until nowish, like I think after about the 4 hour mark, where I can catch fish with this kind of level of reliability. And the problem is, if you're not catching fish, you just basically, one, you're wasting bait, or you're also wasting the durability of your equipment. And I thought about starting again, like now that I'd learnt the game, like with new equipment, a new rod, and I'm like, no, it's part of the learning experience. I'll take the hit. If I had to replace everything now, I probably couldn't afford all of it. I've got enough for a new rod, but I also have to replace the. I mean, you've got. If you have a look here, you've got your float, you've got your PFE, you've got your hook. Probably the hooks are going to be the first thing that'll break, which makes sense for a fishing rod. So I'll need to replace the hook first, and then I'll probably need to actually get a new line. Problem is, like, even the cheapest equipment in the game is probably going to run you a couple of $100. So after 8 hours of fishing, I've got a total of about $600 to my name. The average price of a fish is $5, so I'm not exactly swimming in cash right now. I'm just looking for more ripples on the water. Like I said, the later in the day it gets, night fishing, I think if you had the right equipment, it would be doable, but I find like kind of up past 10 o'clock, I can't catch a damn thing, so I usually pack it in about 10. I can see movement in the water, though. Maybe if we start reeling in, get him to take a bite. Another thing too that I didn't mention, if a fish has got the line, you'll see there's a distance and a depth meter in the bottom left. If a fish has bitten your line and it's a bit slack and you're reeling it in, and if the distance isn't changing, it's a general rule that you've got a bite. So at the moment, I know I don't have a bite at the moment. It's I'm just going to reel in with nothing, but I'm hoping between now and when that line comes in, a fish will be feeling like they want to take a chomp. The fact my rod isn't bending means there's nothing on the end, so yeah. A whole lot of nutting. Maybe we'll do one over here. Oh, wait, over there, over there. Oh. I see you, son. I see you over there. Come on, fishy, fishy. Let's go. Yeah, it's a slow day on the old farm. Slow day on the old pier. Oh, I see some movement though. Let's give it a bit longer. I might get lucky. Yes. Could be a big one. No. Oh well. That's not too bad. We're up to 3 kilos. I'm definitely catching fish more regularly. Now, I've said how well I like the game. I am going to add, because I know that when I do stream any game, I like to add some suggestions and some issues. Number one, there's not a lot of sound in this game. There's a lot of ambient noise you can kind of hear. I like the ambient noise, but it's really, really odd that we don't hear, because you see other fishes around here. There's not much sounds like, you expect to hear deer or goat, wild animals, something that's, let's maybe not let him get away. You mongrel, you took me bait, didn't you? Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, so basically, there's not a lot of ambient sound apart from just the the sound loop that you hear now. Hello. I reckon I got him this time. Come to Papa. It's only a small one. Oh! Okay. It's a small one, but that is a new type of fish, so I will take it. We're still getting a few fish, but yeah, there's not a lot of ambient noise you'd expect to hear. Maybe a car driving past, or a deer, birds. There's just like, it's a really quiet game, and I get that you're in nature, but it's kind of, sometimes it feels too quiet. The other thing about the game is when you're sitting here with your rod on a pier, it's very easy to fall off the pier. Now, when you fall off the pier, you get stuck in the water, and it just takes forever to go. Like this guy, he swims like he's got a broken leg. And if you fall in the water, you lose the fish every time too. Which, I mean, I get it if you're falling in water, but it's really hard to... the controls in this game, it feels like it's very tanky. If you've ever played something like Resident Evil, it kind of has the Resident Evil style tank controls for your character. Which, I mean, it doesn't matter when you're not being chased. It's not like a big deal, but it can be frustrating sometimes when you're you're driving your character around like he's made of lead. So yeah, the controls, this ambient sound, I kind of think they overused AI for, like, all the NPCs have AI voices, and they're kind of those, the ones that everybody uses, so it's really, really obvious. It seems like a bit of a gripe, but I had to mention it. The random questing in the game too, I think I mentioned this earlier, it feels a little bit too... Oh, hello. Pay attention. Like, some of these random quests are downright impossible. I'm not going to hit this. 20 kilos. There's no way in hell I can catch 20 kilos with this basic equipment. Not going to happen. Hell yeah. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a half a kilo. I've never caught this many this late in the day. We're doing quite well. Hell yeah. I'm really happy with that. Keep catching fish at this rate, I will be able to upgrade my rod. I'm going to try and catch one more fish, and then we'll call it a day. We'll take back our catch. Check out the shop. I'm not going to sell it because I believe if I do sell the fish, it will remove my progress on the challenge. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not willing to risk it. I'm just watching the water for any activity. It's kind of quiet now. I think maybe we're kind of hitting that time of day where it's that time of day we're not getting any fishies. Nope. I mean, it's been a bumper day. We've got nearly four kilos of fish. That's double what I usually get. And the only difference is just experience at catching fish. You know, all the fancy gear in the world's great, but knowing where to cast, when to reel in, and how to catch the fish, that's what you need. And the good thing about starting you off with a very basic equipment set means that you can't rely on any fancy equipment. It's all down to skill. The water's very calm right now. Let's reel it in. It's been a good day. 3.75 kilos of fish is nothing to sneeze at, especially given we're using a very basic setup. I feel like my fishing skills have leveled up somewhat. Not too bad, not too bad at all. Oh, we can use the boat off the bat. You can. Oh, I didn't even know that. That wasn't in the demo. How do I even sit down though? Ah, there we go. How do we get out though? Ah, there we go. Good leave. I'm curious, if I sit down here... See, the more I play this game, the more stuff I find that, that's really cool. I had no idea. I thought you'd have to buy a boat. I'm gonna have to go and play around with that. You can just get in some guy's boat and ride off looking for fish. There you go. So you can do that sort of stuff early game. I didn't know there was a boat sitting there. I walked right past that pier. Spent hours running around this place and I didn't even see it. Well, let's head back to here. I'm just curious to see what's at the shop. I'm not going to sell the fish, but I'm curious how much they're worth. That's kind of depressing. $82. Ouch. So that was a whole day worth of catching fish and I made 80 bucks. And just for reference sake, have a look. The most simple, basic rod you can get is 500 bucks. So I'd have to catch 15 times the amount of fish that I caught today to even afford this. $500, that's the most basic. A reel, you're looking at, this is probably the one I'm using at the moment. $200, that's a little bit easier to swallow. Lines, that's not too bad. Floats, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's mainly the rod and the rod and the reel that's the most expensive. But yeah, having a look at reels, $200. So I've got a bit of work. I've got a bit of work to do. Even the cheapest line in the game is like $50. So yeah, I'm gonna be working at this for a while, but I'm gonna have to do a lot more fishing to get this sort of money. But look, in terms of fishing games, it's a bit rough around the edges. It does have some minor issues, but to be honest, it's one of the most detailed fishing games I've played. I play commercial fishing games, as I've said before, and most of these games where you're just a fisherman catching fish, I kind of find a bit boring. I don't know what it is about this game that just captured my interest, but I mean, I recommend it. I know it's not for everyone. I know that some people find this boring, and I initially did when I played the demo, but it's kind of won me over. It's won me over. I don't know why, but if you're someone that is like one of my mates who's just fishing mad, he loves everything fishing games, this is the game you want to get. Yeah, so go and check this game out if you're into fishing games. If you like that sort of stuff and you want your fishing games very detailed and very precise, this is the one to get. But I'd like to thank Playway for the opportunity to check this out, and Ancient Farm. Absolutely loved it. If you guys want to see more, let me know. But I've got one more game to show you tonight.